YouTube, Montez Family 6 here. Wanted to share with you one of my latest pickups, a 1/10 ounce Gold Standard Corporation round. And the reason I picked this up is I'm adding to my collection, my set of Gold Standard Corporation items. As you can see, I have 1 ounce round, 1 ounce bar, 1 ounce rounds, and a 10 ounce silver bar there. But also wanted to share with you the history behind the Gold Standard Corporation, as I thought it was interesting and a good point of discussion here for YouTube. First things first, want to give a shout out to a website by the name of Chifa Coins. Chifa Coins is the main source that I was able to find most of my information regarding Gold Standard Corporation. So really good information on that website. It's a real basic website, but has a lot of good details. So the Gold Standard Corporation was founded by a gentleman by the name of Conrad Braun back in 1977 in Kansas City, Missouri. He also purchased in 1980 from the U.S. Treasury the title or phrase, "For integrity, there is no substitute." And as you can see, he actually had that printed onto his rounds here, right there. And he was somewhat of a pioneer at the time in regards to how he looked at the economy and what he felt gold, silver, and platinum should be traded at. His philosophy and thoughts back then, and really his motivation for, making his own rounds and bars, was to denationalize money. And meaning what he wanted to do was, if people bought silver and gold and platinum, he felt strongly that that value was equal to or greater than actual currency. And so he fought very hard back then to provide what he called free choices of currency to the general public. So he went out and produced his own silver rounds, bars, and sold them to the general public. However, Mr. Conrad was found guilty of several different charges. One of them was he actually spent 2 years in prison for a charge of harassing his spouse in 1991. And at that time, he was also involved in an accusation, which he was found later guilty of defrauding at least 550 investors and depositors, and was found guilty of that, and found guilty of 5 counts of mail and wire fraud and 5 counts of interstate transportation of funds obtained by fraud. So he spent some time in prison, and during his time in prison, he still continued to run GSC, Gold Standard Corporation, which I thought was really interesting because, when you look back at some of these individuals back then in, late 70s, even in early 70s and going into the 80s, trying to produce silver, gold, and platinum products, there was a lot of challenges back then. And the histories that I've done in other rounds and silver and what have you, I've learned that it was not easy for anybody to just go on and produce something and try to go against the government to make something that would be as equal as the U.S. currency. And this is another story of that, where you have an individual, somebody like you and I, that felt strongly back then, and we still kind of feel stronger today, that debasing the U.S. currency against silver and gold is something that is probably driving most of us to stack today. Anyhow, so the story goes on. He in the mid 80s, he commissioned Engelhard to start producing 1 ounce bars, 10 ounce bars, and there's some gold bars out there as well. But this one here that you see is produced by Engelhard, and this one as well is produced by Engelhard. These are rare and hard to come by. The premiums on these things are really hefty. Sometimes in excess of 2 to 3 times spot, or above spot, I should say. And if you do find them, I would highly recommend trying to pick up a couple, and if you can. But these rounds here, these are pretty common. There's you can find those pretty easily. But these gold pieces here, hard to come by. I've been searching high and low for it, and I was lucky I found this one. Actually found it from a seller on Instagram by the name of Red Will Numismatics, and was really stoked to have that. But Gold Standard Corporation also produced some unique metals, and those metals, either in gold and platinum, came in special capital cases. And I'll show a couple of pictures here in the video. But really cool information on it. I highly recommend, if you're interested in really getting some details into this, go on to chiefofcoins.com and read up about it. There's some really nice pictures there of the coins that he produced in various sizes, a quarter ounce, half ounce, and ounce coins. These here happen to be the ounce coins. I've been looking for quarter ounce coins, just haven't had the luck in finding them, but I'm going to try to find more of these if I can. If I am, I'm going to grab those. Like I said, these here, last time I checked on eBay, roughly about $75 to $100, depending on the seller. And the 10-ounce rounds here also carry a pretty hefty premium. The cheapest that I've seen them on eBay at some point were going for about $300 for a 10-ounce. So anyhow, YouTube, just wanted to share my latest pickup and a little bit of history there. I hope you enjoy it. Please like and subscribe, and have a good one. Thanks.